Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating on some more current latest news and gossip. So just been reading some media outlets right now, what's going on in the transfer rumours and stuff like that. Only about 10-11 days now until it remains open, the current January transfer window. So after this video I won't be on till sometime this evening because I've got somewhere to go today. So we'll start off with the breaking news. Let's cut straight to the chase. Quite a few things to talk about today on this video. So reportedly, this is regarding now Matteo Darmain from Manchester United. He's a player that is likely to leave Manchester United as he's fallen down the pecking order at Old Trafford. And really, we know Darmain's versatile, at the back, to be quite honest with you. But we know he had since he's been at Manchester United, since 2015. We just paid, was it over £12 million for him from Torino, and quite a host of Italian clubs have been mounting interest in Matteo Darmain, as we all know. But he's fallen down the pecking order to the likes of Valencia and Deloitte. Behind them is Matteo Darmain. We got him in 2015 under Louis van Gaal. Wasn't a regular under Louis van Gaal. Wasn't a regular under Mourinho, and hasn't been a regular, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in, as we all know. But reportedly, Manchester United and Juventus have come to Sorry guys, what's going on here? For God's sake. Reportedly, guys, sorry, someone intervenes. Reportedly, Manchester United and Juventus have come to an agreement. Reportedly, for Matteo Darmian. Reportedly, this is stemming from the Italian press, and reportedly, Juventus are considering getting him on loan in this January transfer window until the end of the season, and then probably make the deal permanent in the summer. Reportedly, so it's looking like we are going to recruit nearly the £12 odd. We did pay for him from Torino, reportedly, but he's highly experienced in Spain, in Italy. Is Matteo Darmian, as we all know, because he actually began his youth career with Milan, did Matteo Darmian. I think he had, 4 seasons with Torino, didn't he? Or something like that. But as I did say, I think Man United and Juventus have come to an agreement for Darmian. I think his current contract was due to expire this summer, but reportedly we have triggered an extension on his contract, so we can, get a fee for the player in the summer rather than letting go in the summer on a free transfer. As I currently said, I think Juventus are going to be paying around £3 or £4 million for the loan deal, and then potentially make the deal permanent in the summer by paying an extra £7-8 million or something like that for Matteo Darmian. So there's reports that have been coming out about that. Reportedly, Juventus have been in negotiations over it, as I said, and there has been a few Italian clubs, interested in for a very, very long time now. A few Italian clubs have been interested in Matteo Darmian, but since he's been here, he hasn't really been irregular. I think he's made 91 appearances in all competitions. I think he's made 59 appearances just in the Premier League as Matteo Darmian, as we all know. And obviously he was one of the favoured players, that were going to leave Manchester United. There's quite a few other players that I do think are going to leave as currently well. But we're in very, very good form at the moment under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. 7 wins out of 7, as we all know, which is looking very, very good. 7 wins out of 7, 19 goals scored. Solskjaer's now the first manager to win his first 6 games. He's beaten Sir Matt Busby's record, which is very, very good to see. He's got the team playing with confidence. He's motivated the team, doesn't rest on his laurels. He does show that inspiration, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which is very, very good to see. But we all know that I think now Solskjaer should be given the money, to spend in this January window, because we still need to strengthen up key areas. We need a strong central defender. We need someone on the right, because as I did say, the majority of our attack is coming from the left-hand side, as we all currently know. And obviously, Smalling and Marcus Rojo were still injured. I think Smalling and Phil Jones will be gone next season, to be quite honest with you. As I did currently say, we've still got players, coming to the end of the contracts, but there's been so much vast improvement since Solskjaer's coming, as we all know. Solskjaer said it's unlikely we'll make any signings. He doesn't expect us to make any signings. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as he has confirmed. But I think now he is the favourite to get the job on a full-time basis at Man United. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he's Ed Woodward's number 1 choice now. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he's praised him, for the fantastic start he has done at Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know, but he knows the culture of the club, he knows the trappings of the club, and he knows everything, about the club, because he was a great, great player for 11 years, as we all know. Watched some of these players grow and develop in the reserve team, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said, but he knows what he's doing, and he was speaking about giving everyone the opportunity and rotating them and all that. But Rashford's in absolutely fantastic form. Scored in his last 4 games now, Marcus Rashford, and obviously he's going to be first choice, to start against Arsenal in the FA Cup. He's first choice over Romelu Lukaku, because what Rashford can offer up front, Romelu Lukaku can't, as we all know. His progressing up the ranks, Rashford. He's been a United player, since the age of 7. And he's an unbelievable player, and he's now made officially 150 appearances for Manchester United as Marcus Rashford. And as I did say, Lukaku, I think is an impact from the substitutes bench, to be quite honest, because Rashford's our number 9 now. Lukaku's slow. I do have reservations about Romelu Lukaku, but he's still a proven prolific goal scorer. He's Romelu Lukaku, as we all know, because he has proven it. In the Premier League, he has struggled this season, to be quite fair, as Romelu Lukaku. But, obviously Rashford's first choice. Same with Anthony Martial, he's first choice over Alexis Sanchez, because there's areas of Sanchez's game, Sanchez's game that he does need to adapt, as we all know. He's obviously on £500,000 per week. He's Alexis Sanchez, as we all currently know. And he's had quite a few injury problems, since he's, been at Manchester United. He's had a couple of injury problems, as we all know. But obviously Martial's good on the left-hand side, and he creates that width in his pace. He's unbelievable, as I said, and he's been scoring and providing. Rashford's been scoring and providing, as I currently said, and we look very, very effective line with, with Martial on the left, Rashford centrally, because Rashford's very effective centrally. Lingard on the right as well. I think Lingard's third choice now over Juan Mata, to be quite honest with you. And I do. So yeah, we look very, very effective there as well. I think we look very, very effective in the midfield when you've got Herrera. I've been very, very impressed with Herrera, to be quite honest with you, because he's becoming more of a regular under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Because early on in the season, under Herrera, to be quite fair, wasn't featuring much, as we all currently know. But I think under Herrera complements our midfield well. To be quite honest with you, and he's becoming more of a regular, as we all know. I'm very, very impressed with Matic, to be quite honest with you, because he's dramatically improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We know he's slow, and I've got reservations about Nemanja Matic, to be quite fair, but I still think he's I think he's really, really improved under Solskjaer. He's looking more effective. His distribution's improved. He's galloping forward more. He's Nemanja Matic, so I've been very, very impressed with him as well. Obviously, we know Manny and Fellaini. I don't see how he fits in this new system at Manchester United. To be quite honest with you, Manny and Fellaini. I don't see how he fits in this new regime. To be quite honest with you, we know he's out 3 to 4 weeks with an injury, so I do actually see. I could see. He did say Solskjaer were willing to sell. Manny and Fellaini, I think for around £15 million. I think Milan and Porto have been interested in Manny and Fellaini, as it did currently say, but he's out for 3 to 4 weeks with a calf injury, as it has confirmed as well. But as I did say, we could be seeing players leave. We've still got players, coming to the contracts, and obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants these. Wants these players, some of these players to come to new long-term contracts, as we all currently know. Pogba's been absolutely fantastic, as we all know as well. He's been scoring and providing as Paul Pogba, and I think he's a very, very good player when he's in this. And when he's in this kind of form, he's a player that can be on 12 to 15 goals a season, and he's getting the freedom to express himself more under Solskjaer. The front men are getting the freedom, to interchange closer together. We're getting fullbacks higher at the pitch, creating more chances, look so much better on the ball, faster on the ball. As I said, so everything's improved since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in, but we still know there's room for improvement in the team that does need addressing, and we do need a strong central defender, as we all know. So they should give Solskjaer the money now, because Chelsea are doing good business in this January transfer window, as we all know. We know overall my club, Manchester United, have spent a lot of money. We spent over £400 million. Since Alex Ferguson left, we must have spent about £700-800 million in total, as I said. This is not a Solskjaer's team, as we all currently know, because he hasn't spent any money yet in the Manchester United squad. The 11 players in the team was Jose Mourinho's players, as we all know, but it's unbelievable how, with the brilliance of Solskjaer, he's got them playing in the right vein and playing in the right manner, which is very, very good to see, as we all know. But Solskjaer needs to be given the money, as we all currently know, to spend, because we definitely need a strong central defender, as we all currently know, guys. We do need a strong central defender. But it's really, really good. Solskjaer's brought the fear factor back to the club. The glory days have returned. I think this team can become a replica to what the team did and achieved under Alex Ferguson for 27 years, to be quite fair. We know some players are still here from the Alex Ferguson era, as we all currently know. But obviously our objective is this season to get in that top position, as we all know. And we're definitely in the mix, to get top 4. That's our objective this season. I think Solskjaer can elevate us to that higher level and get us in that commanding position, want to be in for next season, get us back up there competing, with the likes of City and Liverpool, get us back up there competing for major honours. And I think Solskjaer is really, really capable of doing it. I know he hasn't had a great managerial experience with Cardiff and that when he was managing them, because he got relegated with Cardiff and 2 Norwegian titles of mould, as we all know. But he knows about Manchester United, and so far he knows what he's doing. And we've got a new structure now, and we do know what we're doing. But as I did say, it's unlikely, obviously, Arsenal are going to buy any players in this January window, because Darmain has obviously confirmed they can only afford loan signings because they haven't been getting the right amount of money to spend. It's unlikely Tottenham are going to make any signings in this January transfer window, because their transfer policy is terrible. It's been terrible since 2014, since Mauricio Pochettino took over, because they've already spent £50 million since 2014. Now, obviously, Tottenham have got problems, obviously, because Harry Kane's injured. Obviously, Harry Kane's injured till March, I think. So that's a big problem for Tottenham. And Tottenham now could go downhill with that injury of Harry Kane, potentially one of the best strikers in the Premier League. It's unlikely Liverpool will spend in this January window, but they've been doing good business in the last couple of windows. They've invested in the last couple of transfer windows, as we all know. Had a good, last summer window as well. Got some good, decent signings. Did Liverpool as well. But we honestly do need to. We need to get some money to spend in this January window before the current January window ends. We may not get a signing in this January transfer window, as we all know. But as I did say to you, we're on the brink of giving Martial a new 5-year deal. Reportedly, according to the press, we're on the brink of giving Martial a new 5-year deal, according to the media. Because reports, obviously, we activated a 12-month contract on his. We activated a further 12 months on his current contract last year, because he turned down the previous contract offer back in October. Did Anthony Martial last year as well. But we have been in talks of securing him a new deal, as we all know. And Solskjaer is convinced that he will sign this new long-term deal. He's on the brink of signing a new 5-year deal, which is very, very good. And I think he'll grow and develop more under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Will Anthony Martial, to be quite honest with you, very, very good on that left-hand side, very, very effective. As I said, and he's been in fantastic form this season. I think this is what is now 4th season, is it? Or 3.5, fourth season now with Manchester United, is Anthony Martial. But reportedly, we're on the brink of giving him a new 5-year deal at Manchester United. It did say, reports were coming out saying it was close, that we was on the brink of getting Martial a new deal, a new 5-year deal at Manchester United, which is very, very positive, as I currently said. But he's only 23 years of age, so he has still got a lot of years ahead of him, as we all know, as Anthony Martial. Also, to say that, also to the same Juan Mata as well. Reportedly, he's another player that's coming to an end of his current deal as well. It did say in the media, regarding Juan Mata, that reportedly he's unsure if he will be here next season. I think he currently misses Spain, does Juan Mata, because he actually began his youth career with Real Madrid. He played under Darmain for 4 years with Valencia, and potentially he had 3 years with Chelsea. Now this is his 5th season with Manchester United, so he's been in the Premier League a good 7-8 years now as Juan Mata. Won everything, obviously, apart from the Premier League, Juan Mata, and that's the only thing that he hasn't won. And he's been here since 2014. He's gone to make over 200 odd appearances as Juan Mata, and I think he was a great sign. When we got him from Chelsea in 2014. Juan Mata, to be quite honest with you. But reportedly, Man United are keen on getting him a new 1-year extension at the club. He's currently on £170,000 a week, but reportedly we are looking to reduce his £170,000 a week if he's to agree to this new 1-year extension. Juan Mata, and I think himself and his representative and his father are set to negotiate with the Man United officials about a new 1-year extension, for Juan Mata, of course. But as I do think there'll be players leaving on sale. I think Marcus Rojo could be leaving. Marcus Rojo will likely be leaving in the summer, to be quite honest with you, because obviously he's had a difficult time since he's been at Manchester United, as Marcus Rojo, as we all know. As we all know, Marcus Rojo struggled at Manchester United, since he's come. He struggled to get a run of games under his belt. He struggled to keep fit. His injury problems, as Marcus Rojo, as we all currently know. So he could be set to leave in the summer. There were reports coming out saying the other day that we were willing to offload him, to make way for Koulibaly, as we all currently know. So I do think Marcus Rojo could be leaving. I think Valencia will be leaving Manchester United, to be quite honest with you as well. I think Antonio Valencia will leave as well. Antonio Valencia, obviously he's been here, what, 10 years now, Antonio Valencia, since 2009, as we all know. Nearly 10 years, if it isn't 10 years. He's gone to make over 300 appearances. We know how much of an essential right back, he has been over the years, Antonio Valencia, for us, as we all know. But obviously he's hardly played in the Premier League this season, Antonio Valencia. Due to this, there has been speculation about him leaving, Antonio Valencia. It may not be in this January window. It may be in the summer when Antonio Valencia leaves. But obviously now he's 33. But obviously now Ashley Young is obviously our first choice right back, as we all currently know. Ashley Young's our first choice right back right now. He mainly plays that right back position, and he's 33, just like Antonio Valencia. But Ashley Young's been here since 2011. Don't forget, he's won everything here apart from the Champions League. Antonio Valencia's won everything here apart from the Champions League. So they have been very, very good servants, the pair of them. But Valencia's hardly played this season. He was injured, of course, early on in the season as well. But we know Ashley Young is obviously our first choice right back, and we're still somewhere along the line still getting. We've been in talks of agreeing him a new contract extension as well, Ashley Young, as I currently said. But they're coming to the end of the career, so I think they've only got a year or two left. Because they are both 33 now, are the pair, as we all know. Obviously, as I did say with Herrera, we're still in talks of getting him a new deal with the club as well, and the Herrera. But as I was saying, guys, to update you with the Matteo Darmian situation, reportedly, Man United and Juventus have come to an agreement. Reportedly, Darmian will be initially joining Juventus on loan. We've activated a one-year extension on his current contract so we can, cash in for the player in the summer rather than let him go on a free in the summer. Because when he came to Manchester United, he did sign a 4-year deal, and then I think then we did he signed a 4-year deal, I think, plus an option to activate his contract by a further year, Matteo Darmian's. And this is what I think we've actually done now. I think we've confirmed we've activated it by a further year. His current contract, Matteo Darmian. But yeah, he's struggled at Manchester United. He struggled to get to be a regular starter. He struggled to get first team football at Manchester United as Matteo Darmian. This is why I think he's mainly leaving, to be quite honest with you. He's obviously had experience of playing in Italy because he spent most of his playing career in Italy, when he was a lot younger in his prime. I think, is he now 29 years of age, Matteo Darmian, if I am right. But yeah, Juventus reportedly going to pay a £3-4 million fee for the loan, and then make the deal permanent in the summer by paying around £7-8 million or something like that, as he currently said. So that's the latest news about that, and that is coming from the Italian press, because Juventus have reportedly been in advanced talks reportedly. But as I did currently say, obviously too, we're linked with a lot of players. We're linked with the likes of Koulibaly. The Italian press is still reporting that reportedly Real Madrid are still monitoring an interest in Koulibaly. Reportedly, obviously he's our number one target, to strengthen up in our defensive line. He's Koulibaly, and he's a great player, and he's strong, he's quick, he's very, very good in the air, and he's one of the best players in the world in his position. He fulfills Koulibaly, which is that defensive area. Obviously, he's unhappy in Italy, as we all know, because he's been there a number of years now. He's unhappy, and the majority of it is due to the racial abuse he suffered back in December last year. Koulibaly as well. I think he's keen on making the move to Old Trafford because he complemented our backline very, very well. He'd look very, very good if you put him alongside Lindelof or Bay. Bay been in and out of the team this season, but Bay's obviously still got great potential, as we all know. And Lindelof's dramatically improved this season, and Koulibaly's still got a contract with Napoli till 2023. I think the Napoli president's confirmed they're not willing to do any business in this January transfer window. I do not think, but so far we've had 3 bids in the region turned down. The recent one was £95 million, as it has confirmed. But we know he would take a bid in the excess of probably over £100 million to get him. But we've got the financial power, to meet that valuation, as we all know, of Koulibaly, because he has been our number one target, as we all know. We have obviously one of Ed Woodward's targets has also been Milan Skriniar. Now we've obviously been linked with Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar, as we all currently know. 23 years of age. Koulibaly's 27, and Koulibaly's actually, I think he's 6'5", so he's very tall, Koulibaly. But Milan Skriniar's 23, so he's 4 years younger than Koulibaly, as we all know. 4 years younger, nowhere near on the same level or same caliber as Koulibaly. Is Milan Skriniar reportedly, but he's Slovakian, very, very young in his prime, as we all know. This Milan Skriniar, but I think Inter Milan are keen on keeping him, and I think Inter Milan actually want to get into a new long-term deal. I think he's still got 3 years left on his current deal, if I'm right, with Inter Milan, the player. But reportedly he's rated at around £75 million. Is Milan Skriniar reportedly. But yeah, as I did say, Inter Milan paid what £20 million for him from Sampdoria, and he's been very, very good for Inter Milan, since he joined, Inter Milan from Sampdoria, this player. But we have, of course, been linked with him. We know we've been obviously, linked with Toby Alderweireld. We know obviously he's been mentioned in the press as well as Toby Alderweireld. I said Premier League proven. He is 29 now. I do have strong reservations about, Alderweireld. To be quite honest with you, I do have slight concerns about him. He can be a world-class central defender, as we all know. Tottenham have extended his current contract till 2020. So he's available, he's got a 25 million release clause for the summer because they included that when they extended his current contract till 2020. As we all know, we've previously been linked to Alderweireld, as we all know. Good Premier League proven. I still think he'd be a good leader in our back line with Toby Alderweireld, but of course, we've obviously been linked with him as well. We've been linked with a couple of other defenders, as we all know, and we still know that we've potentially, been interested in Philip Coutinho, because potentially Philip Coutinho's been mentioned in the press, and we've reportedly held talks, with Barcelona, and we've actually approached Philip Coutinho's representative over this as well. Reportedly, I don't think he's going to be leaving Barcelona this January window, because he's had a difficult time, since he's been at Barcelona, and also too, he said reportedly that Chelsea have reportedly been interested in Philip Coutinho as well. Reportedly, I think Chelsea have contacted Barcelona of the possibility of signing Coutinho, but he's endured a difficult time, since he's been at Barcelona. Hasn't been getting first team football, lacked game time, and I think Coutinho is frustrated about this. But I think if this does persist until the summer, then Coutinho may consider leaving Barcelona in the summer, as we all know. But reportedly Chelsea have inquired about him, and Chelsea have reportedly, been interested in him reportedly as well. But reportedly Man United have been interested. It would cost probably in excess of over £100 million, because obviously Coutinho is the third most expensive player, as we all know, in world football, just behind Neymar and Mbappe is Coutinho, because Barcelona paid £142 million for him last January, as we all currently know, and he's got a long contract with Barcelona. He's the year of his contract as Philip Coutinho, but he hasn't lived up to expectation levels at Barcelona, as a lot of people thought he would have done, considering he had 5 fantastic years with Liverpool. So obviously Coutinho is proven in the Premier League, as we all currently know, because he grew and developed at Liverpool. He flourished very, very well with Liverpool, as we all know, and he can score goals, and he can provide, Philip Coutinho, as we all know, and he's versatile as well, because he can play as a striker, he can play as an attacker, he can play as second striker, he can play on each wing, and he actually can operate as an attacking midfielder as well, Coutinho. I think that's his main position, has been an attacking midfielder, Philip Coutinho, but he hasn't lived up to expectation levels at Barcelona as Philip Coutinho, so that's why there's been speculation of him reportedly leaving. I don't think it'll happen this January window. It may happen in the summer, as I said, but he's 26 and he's Brazilian, and when he was a lot younger in his prime, he used to actually play under Mauricio Pochettino, did Philip Coutinho, as we all know. This is when Coutinho was on loan with Espanyol, as we all know, at the time, and that's when Pochettino was managing. Coutinho actually began his senior career with Inter Milan, as we all currently know. Liverpool paid £8.5 million for him, so financially Liverpool made a huge profit on the player from Barcelona, but obviously Liverpool turned him into a sensational player, as we all currently know. He has won trophies, since he's gone to Barcelona, Coutinho, but he hasn't been a regular, and I think this is why the speculation about him leaving, and Barcelona may be willing to sanction him off, because reportedly they're interested in getting Neymar back to Barcelona, as I said. As I currently said. So yeah, that's the latest news on that. A bit more news to update you with as well, regarding a bit of Chelsea's transfer news, as I have been updating you guys on a regular basis, as we all currently know. Bit of Chelsea's transfer news. So obviously Sarri's looking to strengthen his squad up, as we all know, because potentially Chelsea have got players, that are going to be leaving, as it has confirmed. So I think potentially Chelsea need a left back. Chelsea also too probably need a central defender, because Gary Cahill could be leaving. David Luiz's contract is up in the summer as well. Obviously they're in the market for a replacement for Cesc Fabregas as well. The speculation of Callum Hudson that he could be leaving as well, because he's been linked with a move to Bayern Munich as well. But obviously one of the key areas he wants to strengthen up is his front line, because Chelsea have been lacking goals this season. As I currently said, they can create chances. They're good at holding on to the ball, but they have been lacking goals this season, as we all know. But As we all currently know now, reports are coming out of the media. This is from the Spanish press to keep you up to date on. Reportedly, Morata has agreed a move to Atletico Madrid, so he has completed a move to Atletico Madrid. I don't think a contract as yet has been announced. I think it's due to announce sometime today. Reportedly, Morata did confirm he's willing to take a pay cut on his current wages, as he did confirm Alvaro Morata, because we did say his wages could be a problem. Reportedly, it's confirmed that maybe Chelsea would have been keen on sanctioning him off permanently. But reportedly, Atletico Madrid have been in negotiations with Chelsea. Reportedly, I think Atletico Madrid have to offload either Klasnic or Gelson Martins in the scenario. But there's been a host of clubs that have been interested in Alvaro Morata, as we all know. But now, obviously, Atletico Madrid have got him. The move has been completed, but it hasn't been officially announced yet. The announcement is pending, of course. But reportedly, Atletico Madrid have got him on loan. Atletico Madrid and Chelsea have come to an agreement Atletico Madrid and Chelsea have come to an agreement that Atletico Madrid are going to be getting him on loan until the summer, and then reportedly Atletico Madrid do have the option to make the deal permanent in the summer by paying just under £50 million. I think it is. I think it's 48 million summer. So mainly, if that does happen in the summer, he goes out on loan for 6 months, and then Atletico Madrid make the deal permanent in the summer. Chelsea have lost out because Chelsea are selling him for less. Chelsea selling him for less than they paid for him. They're selling him for less. So basically, Chelsea have lost out on around, £16 million, because Chelsea paid around £65 million for him in 2017, as we all currently know. But Chelsea probably won't be bothered if they lost out on £16 million, to be quite honest with you, because he hasn't lived up to expectation levels at Stamford Bridge, as we all currently know. And Chelsea fans expected a lot more for him, and he has cost Chelsea points this season. He's missed a lot of chances, this season as Alvaro Morata, and he has, caused Chelsea a lot of problems, as we all currently know. And he's missed a lot of chances, and he's no longer Sarri's number one choice, as we all know. He's fallen down the pecking order as Alvaro Morata. Obviously, signed a 5-year deal back in 2017 with Chelsea, as we all currently know, Alvaro Morata. But he's going back to Atletico Madrid, as we all know. That's actually his boyhood club, is Alvaro Morata's, as we all currently know. So do you think he'll fit in Diego Simeone's team, Alvaro Morata, as I said? But at Chelsea, he hasn't really proven himself in the Premier League, hasn't established himself. He's failed to emulate, what he did at Real Madrid, because he actually began his senior career at Real Madrid. He had, 2 good years with Juventus as well, and he's failed to emulate that, of what he did at Real Madrid and Juventus, and he has not done it at Chelsea, as I currently said. But good news is for Chelsea that they have obviously confirmed the signing of Gonzalo Higuain, as we all know. There's reports coming out of the media about that, guys, to be quite honest, suggesting that this now could be, reportedly, he could be completing his move to Chelsea on Tuesday, according to the Daily Express. It has been a bit of a delay, to be quite honest with you, with the ongoing Morata situation. But reportedly, yes, Chelsea have got him on loan, Gonzalo Higuain, until the end of the season. So they've got him on a 6-month loan, which is likely to develop into a further 12-month, loan, reportedly. So it could be extended by a further year, as it has confirmed. I think Chelsea do have the option to make the deal permanent this summer by paying around £32 million or something like that, as we all know. It's confirmed that AC Milan have dropped him out of the squad, so he has been withdrawn for the squad for their game today as well. And the AC Milan boss has also admitted that he is going to be joining Chelsea. Is Gonzalo Higuain, and he handed a transfer request in. Gonzalo Higuain made it clear that he wanted to join Chelsea. Gonzalo Higuain, so potentially, he made it clear that he wanted to. He made it clear that I wanted to join Chelsea, Gonzalo Higuain, and I think he'll fit in Chelsea's system very, very well, to be quite honest. I think he'll lead the lines for them. I think he'll score Chelsea goals, to be quite honest with you. Will Gonzalo Higuain, I think he'll score them goals, to be quite honest with you, Will Gonzalo Higuain, because Sarri knows him, he knows Sarri, because they've worked together previously, as we all currently know. So in my opinion, I think it's a very, very good signing for Chelsea. I think Chelsea have had a good window in this January window so far, to be quite honest with you. I know potentially the Chelsea directors and the Chelsea board, have got strong reservations about Higuain, joining Chelsea, considering that he is, age 31 or something like that. Well, he's age 31, so potentially he's out of his prime, as we all know. So the Chelsea director and Chelsea board, have got strong reservations about him, as we all know, because Chelsea have a strict policy of only giving players that are age 30 or over, 12-month contracts, as we all currently know. But I think he'll do very, very well for Chelsea, could be good for him, to experience the Premier League. And now this means, with Gonzalo Higuain going in at Chelsea, this means, obviously, this will allow Eden Hazard to go back in his favoured role and favoured position, on the left-hand side, because obviously Hazard has been playing as a false number 9, recently in the Premier League, as we all know. So this will allow Hazard to go back on the left-hand side. And Chelsea are hopeful of giving Gonzalo Higuain his debut against Tottenham on Thursday in the Carabao Cup, as we all currently know. But it'd be interesting to see how he performs. But all in all, he's a proven prolific goal scorer, because when he was a lot younger in his prime, he had 6 good years with Real Madrid. As we all know, he had 3 fantastic years when Napoli scored 36 goals in one season when Napoli broke the Serie A record. He had 2 fantastic years with Juventus, did Gonzalo Higuain. Didn't do so well on his when he was on loan, with AC Milan, didn't do so well, to be quite honest with you. But it doesn't mean he's not going to do well at Chelsea, Higuain. But I honestly think it's a very, very good signing for Chelsea, because obviously Chelsea definitely needed a striker, because they needed someone who could put the ball in the back of the net, and obviously Morata wasn't delivering that, as we all know. But Morata's endured a very, very difficult time at Stamford Bridge. This is why he's going to Atletico Madrid. He's willing to take a pay cut, as we all currently know, on his wages. I think maybe Atletico Madrid probably will be paying about 50% of his wages, something like that. But yeah, Atletico Madrid are going to be getting him on loan, and then maybe, have the option then to make the deal permanent in the summer for just under £50 million, as that is confirmed. But we know Chelsea are obviously in the market, to try and find a replacement for Cesc Fabregas, as we all currently know as well. And obviously Chelsea have been favourites, to get that Leandro Paredes, from Zenit St. Petersburg, as we all currently know. But Chelsea could be handed a blow in this reportedly now, because reportedly, according to the Italian journalist Darmain, I think he's reliable as well. According to him, he said PSG have been interested in the player. Reportedly, according to Darmain, he did say PSG had put an offer in for Leandro Paredes, as we all know, because obviously Adrien Rabiot is likely to leave PSG in the summer, as he did confirm. And obviously one of the other transfer targets, PSG, it's unlikely that they're going to get him. I think it's Julian Whale or something like that. So now they've turned their intentions on Leandro Paredes, and reportedly PSG are in negotiations with Zenit St. Petersburg over this, as we all currently know. I think PSG did put an opening offer in of around 31 million. I think Zenit St. Petersburg's valuation that they want is around 36 million pounds to the player. I think reportedly now they've actually put the fee up, that they want more for the player, reportedly now, according to the SB Nation. But reportedly PSG are looking to hijack Chelsea's move for Leandro Paredes, because Chelsea were in negotiations with Zenit St. Petersburg over the week. Chelsea were negotiating a transfer fee with Zenit St. Petersburg, because allegedly it did say Chelsea had agreed personal terms. It said Chelsea had agreed a contract for the player, but a fee hadn't been agreed. But Chelsea, I think, so far in the process, have had 2 bids turned down for the player, because he's only 24 years of age, very young in his prime, highly experienced as well, supposed to have good physical attributes, is this Leandro Paredes, as we all know. But reportedly PSG now could be the favourite, because PSG, I think, they're still under financial fair play. PSG have invested a lot of money, on the likes of Mbappe and Neymar, as we all currently know. But this Leandro Paredes has been heavily linked to a move to Stamford Bridge, 24 years of age, because obviously he wants to replace it with Fabregas, does Sarri. He wants a backup, obviously, for Jorginho, as we all know, because, he'll struggle in the midfield, will Jorginho, as we all currently know, without him, as we all know, and they want a replacement for Fabregas. But this Leandro Paredes is 24 years of age. He said reportedly Chelsea had agreed a contract. He said reportedly Chelsea willing to give him £8,000 a week, 4.5-year deal, and I think around 4.5 million a year, something like that. But he said a fee hadn't been agreed between the two clubs. Obviously, he's 24, as I said. Began his youth career with Boca Juniors. I think he's been an employee on loan in the past. Obviously, Zenit paid £24 million for him from Roma. As we all know, reportedly since he's been at Zenit, his performances have reportedly, been impressive as well. So he's been one of Sarri's main priority targets, to replace, Cesc Fabregas, as we all know. But PSG now have reportedly, stepped in, according to the Italian journalist Di Marzio, as I did update you on that. We know there's been news about the, Nicola Barella, as we all know, that he's been mentioned as well in the media, but that looks unlikely, as we all know, because I think he's rated at around 45 million, this Nicola Barella, 21 years of age, very young in his prime, Cagliari player, under contract with them till 2022. as I said. So he's been a potential Chelsea target as well, but he looks unlikely because he's reluctant to leave midway through the season. Is the player as well. So Chelsea want to get Leandro Paredes on the board, as I said. So yeah, that's made Chelsea's new to update. So I think it could be made official sometime today that Morata's going to be officially an Atletico Madrid player. Gonzalo Higuain may be officially a Chelsea player today, but the Daily Express reported saying he could officially arrive at Chelsea tomorrow. Could Gonzalo Higuain, as it did confirm. Yeah, and a bit of Arsenal's news, as we all know. Arsenal looking to reinvest into their squad, as we all currently know. As obviously Umremme has confirmed they can only afford loan signings in his window because obviously Arsenal haven't been getting the right amount of funds to spend on players they currently want. Obviously, Arsenal's target, as well as Chelsea's target, is to get into the top four this season because Arsenal are in the Europa League at the moment, and they want to get into that Champions League football for next season. We know they had a fantastic result against Chelsea and did Arsenal, to be quite honest with you, but they still know where their problems lie. Umremme has obviously confirmed that Arsenal can only afford loan sign. He said he wants a central defender, and he also confirmed Umremme that he does want a winger as well. So he does want to address his squad. Does Umremme as well? Currently, because they've got injuries. They've still got injuries of Arsenal. Obviously, Mesut Ozil's future is still uncertain with Arsenal, as we all know. Didn't play against Chelsea, and he hasn't been playing this season, Mesut Ozil, and he hasn't been. He hasn't been in contention, as we all know, because he's had a few injury problems this season. He's failed to adapt himself to Mesut Ozil, and we still, deep down, people still know how much of an essential player he is. But reportedly, Umremme said he's looking to raise some funds for Umremme, raise some funds, for Mesut Ozil. This is what Umremme said, and he's basically blatantly told Mesut Ozil to leave, but they haven't got many teams that have been interested. Reported the last team I heard that were interested were Inter Milan, because currently he's on £350,000 a week. That they're his wages. So essentially, due to his wages he receives, it made it hard for teams, to pay them wages off because they're so high. Because obviously, he's Arsenal's highest paid player, as we all know. He's Mesut Ozil, as we all know. But obviously, he signed this contract. Was it last year sometime, or was it back in 2017? He signed a new contract with Arsenal as well, but there has been speculation about him leaving because he hasn't featured that much this season, as we all currently know. But obviously, Stan Kroenke's not been investing any money into the club, and obviously Arsenal want to get rid of him, as we all know, Stan Kroenke. So essentially, Arsenal have got a few potential targets, as we all currently know. We know basically they've been heavily linked with Denis Suarez, as we all currently know. Suggestions are stirring up that it could be closer and closer to joining Arsenal, Denis Suarez, as we all know, because he's keen on reuniting with Umremme. Umremme wants to rework with him. He wants to work with Umremme, as we all know, because they worked together, when Denis Suarez was at Sevilla on loan. But more suggestions stirred up because he potentially, he was recently dropped out of Barcelona's squad. Reportedly, he's like several social media posts linked with Arsenal. I think that this is something to do with Arsenal's victory against Chelsea over the weekend, and reportedly he's liked several social media posts on this. And he does want to make the move to the Emirates Stadium, as we all know. And I think Arsenal have already agreed that they're going to pay the loan fee and pay the fee in the summer to make the deal permanent. Reportedly, it will cost Arsenal in the region to pay about $2 million for the loan fee, and then just pay under £20 million to make the deal permanent in the summer, reportedly. But Arsenal have to think about, how Denis Suarez is going to fit in the team, where he's going to fit in the team, Denis Suarez, and hopefully from Arsenal's perspective, they'll have to hope that Denis Suarez hits the ground running, because he's versatile. He can play as essentially. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, as we all know, can Denis Suarez. As we all know, Arsenal have had negotiations with Barcelona. Arsenal have approached Denis Suarez's representatives over as we all currently know. But I think Barcelona, from their perspective, still want him to sign a contract extension before he goes to Arsenal on loan, reportedly, Denis Suarez. But it probably will happen. They will get him on loan before this January transfer window ends, because his girlfriend confirmed. She said several stuff about Denis Suarez linked with Arsenal, and she said he will probably be signing for Arsenal this month, Denis Suarez. But his current contract ends in 2020 with Barcelona. And earlier on, this month, the Barcelona president had been in negotiations with Arsenal. He confirmed that he's promised Denis Suarez a move to Arsenal this month, as it has confirmed. But it potentially may be a good signing. Obviously, he's 25 years of age, as we all clearly know. But do you think he'll, complement Arsenal's team, Denis Suarez? You'll have to see what happens. But potentially, we know, obviously, Aaron Ramsey's going to be leaving and he's going to be joining Juventus. Is Aaron Ramsey, is obviously all these Arsenal fans know he's going to Juventus. It's probably likely, to happen in the summer. To be quite honest here, Aaron Ramsey is going to Juventus. He's joining in, I think he's joining them on a free transfer in the summer. I don't think he'll go in this January window because Darmain is keen on keeping him, until his contract term expires in the summer. Aaron Ramsey as well know, but being a good servant over the years, as we all know, grew and developed. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. I think he's scored about 60 odd goals, is it, or something like that. But he's been a good servant over the years, grown and developed, and he's been at Arsenal, 10 years now, is it? Aaron Ramsey, but he's still giving it 100% for the team when he does play, even though he knows he's leaving, Aaron Ramsey. But he is joining Juventus. He's going to be the second highest paid player at Juventus, just behind Cristiano Ronaldo, as we all know. He's Aaron Ramsey. I said it's going to be a 5-year deal. He's going to be on about £140,000 a week, when he goes to Juventus, as well, Aaron Ramsey. So potentially we know that Arsenal have also potentially targeted a number one replacement for Mesut Ozil. So we know potentially that arriving Lozano has been mentioned in the media. Mexican, he's 23 years of age, so he's in his prime. Italian press reported the other day that reportedly Arsenal were very, very interested in him. A deal's likely to happen in this January window because I think PSV want around £40 million for him. Up close to the 40 million mark for him in this January window if they're willing to do any business. 23 years of age. Winger, as I said, commonly known as Chucky. A few teams have expressed their interest in him reportedly. Sportedly, a very, very good player because his performances in the World Cup for Mexico last summer were very, very impressive indeed. As I said, 23 years of age, can score goals, can provide assists as well. PSV paid £7 million for him. He's got a very, very impressive Eredivisie record since he's been at PSV. He's still got a contract with them till 2023, as we all know, as a arriving Lozano as well. Scored 17 goals in his debut season, as I said, but reportedly is a very, very impressive player. Raiola, obviously, of course, represents the player. But I think he may leave PSV in the summer, to be quite honest with you. But reportedly, it's been Napoli that have been the team interested in arriving Lozano. But reportedly, Arsenal have identified him as a number one replacement for Mesut Ozil, reportedly, as well. But Arsenal are not a spending club, and they don't have the same structure as the likes of Manchester United, because obviously we spend money. We spent a lot of money since Ferguson retired. Manchester City have spent a lot of money under Guardiola. They must have spent 530 million, under Guardiola. Whilst he's just been at Manchester City. Chelsea spend money as well. So Arsenal don't have the same structure, as we all know, because they haven't been getting the right amount of money to spend on currently players they want. This is why potentially for so long they haven't been up there competing for the Premier League title and that, because they haven't been getting the money. They haven't been getting the players they currently want. But hopefully, they can, from their perspective, they can get maybe 1 or 2 loans in this January window and then see how they progress. And then obviously Arsenal will make the option if they want to make the deal permanent in the summer or not. Probably Arsenal will probably only get Denis Suarez in this January transfer window, to be quite honest with you. That's all they'll probably get. They can't afford Yannick Carrasco, obviously, as I've already confirmed to you. They can't afford Yannick Carrasco because Arsenal have obviously been linked with him as well. But yeah, top 4's wide open now. We're only 3 points behind top 4. Arsenal are only 3 points behind top 4. So definitely top 4 is on for my club, Manchester United, this season, as we all know. But the big main breaking news about this video is about Matt Darmain, linked with Juventus. Reportedly, Juventus have been in advanced talks, reportedly. And I think Darmain is keen on going back to Italy because he's highly experienced of playing there, in the past, when he was young in his prime. Obviously, he began his career with Milan, didn't he? Was it AC Milan or something like that? Darmian, it might have been Inter Milan, I can't remember. And he actually, spent good 3 or 4 years with Torino, so he knows about Italy. He knows everything about Italy. Does Darmian, as we all know. Potentially, we paid just over £12 million for him from Torino, but he's had difficult times since he's come to Manchester United. He's enjoyed a difficult time, hasn't been featuring regularly. He wasn't a regular under Van Gaal. He hasn't been, he wasn't a regular under Mourinho, and he hasn't been a regular so far since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in. So potentially, if he goes to Italy, he'll probably be guaranteed more first team football if he goes back to Italy, because obviously he's not getting it at United, because obviously the likes of Valencia and Valencia, obviously he's behind the pecking order at our fullback position. Obviously, he's no longer a first choice, as we all know. Reportedly, Juventus are going to get him on loan, pay around £3-4 million to get him on loan, and then make the deal permanent in the summer by paying around £7-8 million, something like that. So we'll get more or less the same amount of money back, that we did pay for him, 4 years ago when we got him from Torino, as we all currently know. So anyway, we'll be back with more live videos this evening. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, guys. And if there's any, actually, no, if I do get time, I will do one this afternoon. But if I don't get time, I'll do one in the evening. But if more things update, we will keep you up to date with what's going on. So anyway, take care. God bless, guys.